Hello everybody and welcome to my first video on Football Manager 16. I've had a little play around before with some clubs. I enjoy the game. There's a few tweaks I'd like to make, and there's some points I'll probably make throughout this series that how I feel about the game, and feel free to share me with your ideas as well on how you feel about it, and if there's any tweaks you'd like to be made. And also there's lots of positives as well. There's many things in this game that I'm really impressed with. Anyway, this is my first series that I'm going to go for. I'm going to start off unemployed. Now you can see here on this first screen that obviously Fulham have approached me. Now I've just agreed wages with them, so they're going to come to me hopefully. When I click continue, I'll probably be I'll be managing Fulham. I wanted to go unemployed because I wanted to see. I wanted to play properly, as if I was going out in the job market and this was my real job. And this is me, by the way. My name's Rob Klobb. So, yeah, basically hoping to bring Fulham back into the Premier League. In the past 15 years, they've been one of the top teams in the Premier League for many years. And then all of a sudden they just went downhill, and they had a decent club. They had a decent team when they went down to the Championship as well. I remember that they had that Brian Ruiz player, and there was lots of talent in Fulham, especially in the youth. And I just thought they were a little bit hard done by. I don't know if anyone else got that impression at all. Now I was looking at I did a quiz online as well the other day, which was it was, can you name the top goal scorers of for each Premier League team since the 2000 season. And it put them in order of how long people have been in the Premier League, and it was really interesting. I found out Fulham was actually in 10th spot. So you've got Arsenal, Villa, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Man United, Tottenham, all in first really, and then Newcastle in 8th, and joint 8th with Man City, and then Fulham in 10th. And I was really surprised. I was like, oh, hang on. Fulham they've been in the Premier League for a long time. So anyway, I want to get them back up in there and try and sort them out, because obviously at the minute they are just sat in the Championship. I don't think they're even doing that well either. And I think they've got a relatively good team. They've got this Corley Woodrow guy. He's a young talent. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to play with. They've got some loanies. Well, Luke Garbett, is he from Everton? Yeah, left back. So he might be someone we could. I don't know. I might find someone else. Moussa Dembele, not quite the one I was hoping for. That threw me a little bit. But yeah, so I really want to go for this and try and get them in the Premier League, and then maybe see how make sure that they're pretty comfortable in the league before I then depart with them and go elsewhere. Maybe to a more successful club in the Premier League, or to one of the top clubs in Europe. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's. There we are. So Klopp takes Fulham hot seat. So Mr. Shahid Khan has introduced himself. Now the only thing they're going to judge me on the philosophies I need to adhere to, is to sign young players for the first team. And I think that's pretty reasonable. That's something I want to do, because even if we don't get promoted this year, I want to get promoted next year. Obviously we're going to try and go for it this year as well, but sometimes it doesn't. Well, this game can be tricky. So anyway, let's get this meeting on the way. Welcome to the Cottagers. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to welcome you to the club. Fulham are obviously a club with a lot of history. You know what? I actually know very little about Fulham, so let's have an info screen. It's traditional to hold a press conference. Yes, that's fine. Thanks for asking my questions. Okay, assistant manager. Here he is, Alan Kirbishley. Hi Rob, I'm Alan Kirbishley, your assistant manager. I've got some questions to ask you regarding the day-to-day running of the club. But firstly, before we talk about team policies, do you want to arrange an intra-squad friendly tomorrow? Yes, I do. Okay, I've set up an intra-squad friendly as you asked, and it's been scheduled for tomorrow. I've also written a report for you regarding the team. Yeah, definitely want to have a look at that. Would you like me to arrange a meeting? Yeah, they can tell you about best formations, best penalty takers and stuff, and you've got ways of figuring this out yourself, but it's sometimes a little easier just to do the backroom meeting and just have them kind of give you an idea of about what they think's best for the club. I can provide you with regular reports. Yeah, okay, let's get the reports from them on a monthly basis. Okay, agent offers. We don't want him to filter any of them. Friendlies, yes, please. Please don't filter any of them. Opposition instruction. I think it would be a good experience. Yeah, because if he sets it up, that's great. And then in the actual game, I can change it. Well, when the match comes. Can you tell me about the reserve and youth teams? Yeah, let's have a look at this. So Mark Pembridge is the under-21s coach. He's good working with youngsters. Don't know why they've highlighted these things. Anyway, and the under-18s manager is Steve Wigley. Okay, again, he seems fine. We might need to replace these players when we go into the Premier League, but these coach backroom staff members. I'm pretty happy with the situation. Would you like me to help with any tasks at the club? Press conferences. No, I'm not a big fan of press conferences, so I am going to ask him to take them because they can be a bit repetitive sometimes. Would you like me to help you with any tasks at the club? Training, no. Team talks, no. No thanks. I prefer to do it. Okay, see you later, buddy. Make any board requests? No, we didn't ask for any money in the interview, so we're just gonna have to deal with what they've got. Fulham transfers. So we've got Luke Garbutt and Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis, famous boxer, isn't he? Goalkeeper. Looks like a pretty decent goalkeeper. He's only valued at 525k, but he looks fairly good. I think the star rating's fine. But we'll have a proper look at it. Oh, Martin's. Why are we loaning him out? He's a cracking goalkeeper. Proposed loan extension. Okay. Is he? We've loaned him to Southampton for a fee of 45k. Okay, I wonder if our finances are a little bit wobbly. We're also loaning out some of these players who I don't recognise. So, anyway, I'll definitely be looking forward to getting Stecklenberg back. Right. I guess why we've loaned him out is because he's more a Premier League player. So if we didn't want to lose him and we're going to plan on getting promoted again, we need to loan him out back into a Premier League player just to keep those stats up. Okay, so Scott Parker out for like 2 to 4 months. That's a shame. Some of these other players, I don't know what they're like. 2 to 3 months, Luke Garbutt. I may as well terminate that loan. Are we paying any of his? How do I look at the loan agreement? Contract. Monthly fee 0. Pay wages for duration. So we're paying him 25k a week just to be sat injured. Nah, fuck off. Not a chance, mate. 22 years old. Sorry, Luke, you're out. Terminate that loan. Oh, he's a cracking player. Look, he's got great potential, and you can see how his stats. He's obviously a good player. But if I can't play him, then like for the first 2 months, I think the start of the season is really important to get to a good start. Because that molds it. New subscriptions, not interested. Well, no, I probably should be actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. They're not trying to sneak in any football clubs, are they? Except whatever. A background of Fulham. Okay, the club enjoyed probably their best success during the 2000s, although now enduring a 14-year barren spell, having not won a competition since 2001. The Cottagers still have a history of which they can be justly proud. So they've won the Championship twice. We intend to do that again this year, and they've won League One once in the English Southern. This was probably quite a while ago. Southern, 1906, 1907, and this one 1932, 99, 49 and 2001. Our fierce rivals are QPR and Chelsea, although I don't think Chelsea really see us as much of a rival. But QPR, I think it's going to be a good game because obviously they're also in the Championship. The youth facilities are pretty dire. I mean, they're not dire. I'm just used to playing with like really top teams, so they could definitely be upgraded. But they're not going to listen to me yet because I haven't proved myself as a manager. Okay, Fulham. The best player is this little 20-year-old midfielder, Lars Viggen Christensen. Okay, cool. Alan. Cheers, Alan. And you can see there that his stats actually do reflect that. He's clearly got some really decent set of stats as a midfielder. Deep line playmaker. Cool. Okay, so we will be playing him as the deep line playmaker because that seems like his best stats. And then we need like a central midfielder next to him, or maybe a box-to-box midfielder. Oh, we can also play box-to-box. Oh, look, those stats are just as good. Pace, his acceleration is a little slow. But his stamina's good, and you need that for a box-to-box. Okay, meet your staff. Hello, staff. Penalty taker, Ross McCormick, Corey Woodrow and Tom Kearney. 4-3-3, narrow. Let's also... Oh, I didn't really look through that one. Well, I can have a look at that again in a bit. And this is the most 16-year-old attacking midfielder. Looks alright, doesn't he? Let's... I don't know if we're going to be playing an advanced playmaker yet, but we'll keep it in mind at the back of our heads. This defender, his aggression's good. Tackling's not bad. His marking really needs to be improved there. We can't have him in the attribute changes. But where are we? Advice. Yes, I agree. Perhaps we should have someone tutor him as well, like this guy. Cool. Who's this? You're right. You're grand. Who's this guy again? D. Adrianen. We'll have someone tutor him as well. Dennis. Oh, Jamie O'Hara. I think Cornick's got to be the guy to do that, hasn't he? Yep. Okay. Now let's have a quick look at the squad depth and see what we're doing here. So our main goalkeeper, unfortunately, is out on loan, so Andy Lonergan is going to be in goal for us. Looks a decent player. He's 31 years old. Compared to this player who's, you know, probably just as good. Let's put Bettinelli in then. Right back, Ashley Richards. Yep, fine player. Nothing spectacular. We might need to look at that. But this is the Championship, so I do need to adjust my mentality really. How am I going to do this? So left back, we want to play this guy in the left back apparently. Tim Ream, 27 years old. And then Stearman and this guy, Amorabella. 30-year-old centre back. I think I've bought this player before in the previous game. Richard Stearman. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really good. Okay. So then midfielders, we've got Scott Parker, who would have been great alongside Christensen. I think we'll have Scott Parker tutor him, but I suppose no, he's in the first role. So Tom Kearney. Okay. Again, good stamina, so he can probably do box to box. Perhaps I'll do him as a deep lying playmaker, and then Christensen as the box to box. Midfield. Ooh. Let's have a look. We can't have Luke Garbutt. I've just terminated that loan. Alexander, whatever his name is, Kakanalik. I'll give up. Pretty fast winger. Okay. And midfielder right. Tom Kearney. So that's where we're lacking, isn't it? The right midfield or the attacking this role here. So what we might do is a 4-2-3. We could probably do the attacking midfielder centre as well, or play two strikers, so like a 4-2-2. Let's have a look what they've suggested. They've suggested this 4-3-3. Okay, I'm gonna do this one, a 4-2-2. Kind of thing. Not that. Okay, that's what the crack is. Now, but let's see what they think here. If I just pick that. So I want him to be our box to box. Okay, and then we've got Ross McCormick as that guy. Target man. Well, then this guy can just do all sorts, can't he? Collie Woodrow. Okay, so the 4-2-4. I think I'd rather Ross McCormick up front as the advance forward. And the deep line forward, and then the winger over here. We need a right winger. Yeah, Tom Kearney or Hinman. I don't suppose it doesn't really matter. Box to box. Richard Stearman as the ball playing stopper. Cool. And Tim Ream as just a central defender. We don't want two ball playing defenders. Okay. Now let's have a quick... Oh, I'll finish off the tactics. Probably shouldn't be doing this on camera. Alright, I'll just pause it there. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've done a few things. I've sorted out the tactics and the training and everything else. And I've also brought in a couple of players. Let's have a quick look at who I have brought in. So I've brought in this guy here, Chinedu Abassi, after watching a video on YouTube saying that he was available on a free transfer. Someone that is clearly quite a pacey. He's got good technique, good first touch, great dribbling, good flair. I think he's going to fit in really nicely with this role here as the attacking right midfielder. I think that'll be a really good role, and also he can play up front with pretty poor finishing. So, but if it needs to be, we can pop him up there. But obviously, his best role is on this right side here, which is where we needed someone. And in case that goes to shit, we've also got this lad here called Will Buckley, who actually plays along the whole attacking midfield, like left, middle, and right. And yeah, you can see he prefers the right, and he's quite a quality player, really fast. So I think we're going to see some. He's certainly got the pace. Whether or not he's got the ability, that's going to be where he comes down to the crunch. And he's just come from Sunderland, who obviously we all know is a terrible football club. Speaking from a Newcastle United fan point of view, but yeah, so hopefully he can do better here at Fulham. We bought him for 1.7 million. He's immediately gone up to 2.6 million. So at least we've made profit. Oh, and look at that, 5.25 million there for Abassi. I hadn't even noticed that. And we brought him in on a fit free. So clearly, even if we do sell him, we're gonna make some profit, which is going to be really good. I might even think about flogging him next year for that 5 million profit, and then putting that towards a couple more frees maybe. He did demand quite high wages at 25k per week. He's probably one of the highest wages in the club. But yeah, it was. I think it's definitely worth it. So yeah, that's just to round things up really. I won't be making any more transfers. I just want to be getting over to the games now. So when I see you again, I'll probably some quick browse. It'll be against our first league game, which is not for a while. So I've got a lot of clicking to do. Cardiff away. Now obviously Cardiff just being demoted and we've got some really cracking players. So that's going to be a pretty tricky game to win. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But we'll stay positive and we'll certainly try and come out victorious. But anyway, I will see you then. And obviously you might not have wanted to watch this episode. This is just the introduction. If you want to just get straight into the football, that's coming next episode. So thanks a lot. See you in a bit.